Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Therapy. Where 5 friends from across Europe come together for some much-needed D&D.
Shit.
What a start. What a start.
Wow.
Yeah, that was an intro. God damn. Okay.
You know how people say their brains aren't firing on all cylinders?
Spindlers.
You know you have to talk a lot tonight, right? Are you gonna have an aneurysm, John?
I'm having a stonk. Someone call a bondulance. It's gonna be one of those nights, guys.
It's gonna be those
It
ones.
really is.
I can sense Troy's his current sense of mind, and I feel I'm in a very similar place.
Oh dear.
I think we all might be.
What I was trying to say was, you know how people say I'm not firing on all cylinders? Well, none of my cylinders are firing currently. They've all kind of seized up. And here we are on this night of nights of the Thursday variety, where we are here to play Dungeons and Dragons.
We are indeed.
And I'm sure everything will go absolutely fine. So I don't believe any of us have any announcements.
Apart from no.
Apart from no, yeah, that's right. Apart from no.
Don't forget to do your thing this week.
Oh, that thing. Yeah,
that thing you forgot last week.
I didn't forget it. It was on the screen, therefore I'm contractually I'm fine. But just in case, if you'd like to go over Nadz to the thank you.
Just done.
And just gonna do this now. All maps in this stream or video, depending where you're watching it, were created using assets from Forgotten Adventures. A whole bunch of tokens used were also obtained from Forgotten Adventures. They are super cool. Go check them out. www.forgotten-adventures.net. There'll be a link to the website in the chat and also in the description of this video. I did that thing again where I cleared my throat before pressing a button.
I know.
Yeah.
You do it every time. It's just an automatic thing.
I don't know why.
It's endearing.
Why?
It's cute. It's nice.
I did that thing again where I forgot to start the audio channel, so I just sat in silence, wondering what was going on.
Oh,
Excellent.
Are you all in there? Are you all? Yes, you are. Okay, good.
yes, we are all here.
We are now.
Right. Wonderful. Okay, if someone could do the exclamation FA, please.
2 seconds.
I got it.
Thank you.
You don't seem to have the permissions, though.
He does. It just there you go.
Takes a while. Oh no, because TNT Nerds jumped in afterwards.
Boom.
Yeah,
There we go.
we need to fix that.
We're a well-oiled machine.
Yes.
Are we?
If said oiled machine was rotting in the middle of a dump somewhere.
I think I was going to go with using our tears as lubricant, but that might be a little too
It's
much.
a different thing entirely, and a different context of.
It still works.
All right. Anyway, with that, oh god.
One of those days.
With that, let us do a heckin' thing.
Like a reflection of our pitiful fate, the crumbling dead rose to confront us, with ashen faces, their gaunt, hollow faces a mute howl of remorse and despair. Oh well, you know what we're like. No questions were asked, and we immediately began combat with the remnant population of the Forgotten Village. We seem to be fighting a little more efficiently with each battle. I fired off some blasts while Rune swung that oversized farming implement around his head, and Fichte swiftly moved between us, picking his attacks. Taral released his arrows, followed by Wallace, his dragon. A fine beast indeed. Surprisingly, the devil known as Vehryn also joined the fray. This was not actually the first wave of his challenge. Once we had dispatched of all the ash zombies, he informed us his challenge, if we accepted, would actually take place in an arena. Our prize? The trapped soul of Torbord. I quickly agreed, mostly just to get him to leave. He would meet us again here in 1 day. In the meantime, we could discuss our options. While Rune rested, Fichte and Taral searched the derelict buildings for anything of value. The only thing they seemed to find, though, was an issue with Fichte's dagger, but I don't know what's going on there. We decided to stay at the village rather than return to Bonkville. The time fluctuations between the planes could mean we would miss our appointment, which would leave us stumped. The consensus was to face Neferion's gauntlet. We all saw what he did against the ashen corpses. I fear even the 4 of us would struggle to face him directly. We have little choice than to play his game and hope that we A, succeed, and B, he stays true to his word. Time will tell. Or perhaps not, for as we waited and discussed our tactics, a chillingly familiar howl echoed over the perished landscape. Was this the titanic wolf creature? From the crypt from which we once fled? Here to reclaim us, body and soul? Perhaps, I pondered, and I couldn't help but smile.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you,
Wondrous.
Sean. Yeah, brilliant. All right, so, yes, with the sound of the wolf echoing in your ears as you huddle here in the decrepit remains of this village, what would you like to do?
Well, with the sound, I'd like to immediately scale the building and point a high
Panic.
point to see if I can see anything on the horizon.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. First roll of the day! 22!
Very good.
Nice.
Okay, so the building that you're in, I'm assuming that you probably would have chosen one which actually still has like a second floor, so you could actually get some shelter inside, which
Yes.
would suggest it has like higher walls to climb up. So scaling the walls, the walls crumbling beneath your touch and falling back down to the ground, you get some height, look around. You can see from up here that the landscape it's a bit hilly off to one side, which is the direction that you came from. Looking back, you can actually still see the tree that you emerged through previously, which is the beginning of rolling hills that disappear off into the distance. Looking back towards the river that you found previously, or the river-like area, you can see that it becomes much more flatlands over that way. Looking in the other directions of the compass, you can see that there is a a bunch of cops. There's cops everywhere. Run! There's a bunch of dead trees all come together, and over in that direction there does seem to be movement. There's no birds or anything like that here. No wildlife that you've seen apart from the stuff that tried to kill you previously. But yeah, the trees over in that direction do appear to be moving somewhat.
And I presume I can tell it's from something rather than a lot of wind is picking up.
There is no wind that you can feel here.
Yeah, okay.
While he's looking, I'm just going to ask the other two. So, did that sound familiar to you?
Yeah. Not liking our chances much.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It sounded like the wolf thing in the where
Yeah.
Bonk saved
yes.
us, right?
Yes.
I know that we wanted to stay here, but I think our hand might have been forced. We may have to leave.
It's a run across open field?
It is indeed.
It's in it's the opposite direction, right?
Yeah, so the tree that you came from is to the northwest, whereas the dead trees are more down to the southeast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fichte, do you see anything? You see anything?
Yeah, as you're asking, Fichte would be up and looking and probably drop back down next to you as you say his name. So, yeah, there's something moving in that direction. I can see trees moving and there's no wind. That is a problem that I do not really want to deal with. So, do we hide? Do we run? But whatever we do, we need to pick quickly because, fuck, that does not look good.
I assuming it's a creature. I don't know if we're ready for that, but it's a risk running across open field.
Yeah, I do not know how fast you all are, but
I mean, as at a push, I can fly us over. I'm more worried about how quickly Bonk will arrive once we're there.
One major thing may be that it's going to take me about 10 minutes to get in contact with him in the first instance.
Yeah. Okay. Then
so
Then we should move now.
a 10-minute walk and a 10-minute spell thing. Are we going to have time? That did not look too far away.
How far is it away, Troy? Roughly.
I honestly can't remember how far I said it was last time. I know it wasn't a great deal of distance. I think it's probably more like it was like a half-hour walk, I think.
Okay. We double time it.
Can you not cast your spell while we are moving? Or do you have to, sit down and...
I have to be in close proximity to the tree to communicate.
When the casting is complete, or can you start now?
Well, no, I have to be with the tree. I have to touch it to try to communicate as we did before. It'll take probably 10 minutes, sadly.
Well, let's stop talking. Let's go.
Okay.
We have two options. Do we run do we hide?
We run.
Hide? What are you waiting for? Move! And I'm fucking bolting.
Yeah, bolting.
Go.
I can move 120 feet in 6 seconds.
I assume we're going to take cover as much as possible. As far as the route allows, we're going to want to put buildings between where we're going and where we think this thing is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would assume.
So in the town, there are still patches where there is floating ash as well.
Oh, fuck.
Avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bonk said don't touch it, and when the Vehryn came through, he touched it and he spawned things.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Did Bonk say a reason to not touch it? I don't remember.
I don't believe he did. He just said don't touch it, and you were like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just trusted him with that information, I think.
However, Fichte, because you went off on a different route to everyone else when they were talking to the Vehryn, as you were passing houses, you would have noticed that in the houses were desiccated bodies, and those were very clearly the bodies that got up to attack you when the ash was touched.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did the ash cause the bodies, or does it just create? Or does it just I don't know. Fichte wouldn't know. He has no clue. He's never dealt with magic. This is Nathan postulating, and yep, no idea. Don't touch the ash. I had a thought that if it was just going to spawn things, we could just run through it and be faster than whatever it spawns.
Just dodge. Just avoid as much as possible.
But if we don't really know what it is, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Spawning lots of things in our wake could be a nice distraction, but if we don't actually know what's going to happen...
So are we currently leaving the village? Or
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so avoiding the pockets of ash floating in the air and ducking and diving between houses, you will see that some of the houses do still have desiccated corpses in them, which obviously Fichte will have noticed previously, and the rest of you may notice if you're paying attention.
Can I do something as we're leaving the village?
You can.
Can I summon Octavia, please?
Indeed.
Octavia, mate, do us a favour.
All right.
Stay here in the village, hide in one of the buildings,
All right.
and if a big wolf thing comes in, distract it with sound.
A big wolf thing?
Yep.
Right, I mean, how big are we talking? Are we talking like a big for a wolf? Or are we talking big?
Do you know what? Anything that looks dangerous.
All right.
Just anything that isn't us.
Ambiguous, I like it.
All right.
Oh, yeah. And she kind of flaps off into the village. And, lights upon...
Just to be clear, Octavia has mimic cry, so she can make the sound of people talking, or, for example, the sound of...
Yes.
Of human life.
Is there there is a perception check, isn't there, to see whether it's convincing or not?
Yes, anything listening would have to make a wisdom insight check.
Insight. What's the DC?
Well, insight, yeah. It's only 10.
10. Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, hopefully it'll at the least just buy us a few seconds.
So, as you break from cover, sprinting across the plains, heading towards the big purple tree.
Yeah, we're not doing this stealthily, are we? We're just bolting.
So as you're running, can you all give me perception checks, please?
Oh, my.
That is a 19.
That's
no,
20.
that's 18, sorry.
18 for Rune.
A natural 20 and a natural 1 for Grey.
Why do I have a -1 to perception?
And a 21 for Fichte.
All very good. So yeah, you're all kind of laser focused.
Okay, no, that's right.
Okay, you're all laser focused on the area that Fichte pointed out previously, as you sprint across, and you do see that the trees now are starting to fall inside the area. And yes, they definitely appear to be heading your way.
Ooh.
What do we see?
The trees are beginning to fall in your direction. So basically, from your point of view, you can see a line of dead trees. You know, as if there was a forest over there, but it's now been deaded, unalived. As you are running, you're looking over, and you can see that some of the trees are beginning to fall further back into the tree line, and they appear to be heading in your direction.
Shit,
okay.
That's big.
We gotta keep moving. We can't stop.
So you sprint, and as you get, probably about 100 feet from the tree, looking over, you see, pushing trees aside, shouldering them, the most enormous wolf you have ever seen. It's probably about a mile away at this point. It's got a fair distance to go, but you can see it clearly from where you are, and even from this distance, it emanates just evil, unpleasantness. It is almost like a haze coming off it.
Is it bipedal or is it on all fours?
It's on all fours.
Oh,
it is a wolf,
okay.
but it is a giant wolf. And it stops, having broken through trees, and you can see its head up. It is sniffing the air. And then it looks directly in your direction, sees the tree, sees you in front of it.
Oh, shit.
And starts to run.
I nearly did before. It smelled us. Do we smell? I guess we smell. If we have no bodily functions. I probably just rotting flesh.
We're also magically created things, or magically reborn things, so...
Oh, yeah.
So as it begins to sprint towards you, it lets out another howl.
Oh, man.
Bitch.
Gray? Can you communicate with Octavia from here?
How far away are we?
What's the distance on your telepathy?
It's only 100 feet.
Right, yeah, it's going to be more than that. But you have given her instructions, though.
Yes.
So she will also see the beast looping towards you. So yeah, I don't know if you'd hear it or not, but yeah. So there will be mimicry of her. Oh no! Oh no! I'm in so much danger! Help! I'm over here, all by myself. A poor human alone. Let's just see.
Damn.
Faith.
Yes.
Faith.
Yeah, you.
Yes.
You don't know what the modifiers are.
No.
Yeah.
It was a 7. We can hope.
+1. Maybe?
-4.
There is a brief second of hesitance in the creature as it kind of slows briefly, looks over in that direction, and sniffs the air again, and just kind of does almost a dog-like head shake, and then carries on in your direction.
Ah, shit.
At this point, you would have reached a tree. You are now beneath its canopy. I'm assuming, Taral, that you're going to begin?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
I presume, because I'm that much faster than everyone else, I could have got to the tree a little quicker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would I be able to climb it and be able to watch for this dog and see how fast it's coming at us?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's a tree, so you're not going to make you roll for it. It's going to be simple for you. Oddly, you've been here in the prime material now for a few hours, and you haven't realised how cold it is here. And not just temperature-wise, but the air feels cold and dead and stagnant. And because the sky is dark constantly, there's no sun to warm anything. But you reach a tree, and as you begin to climb it, you place your hands upon it, and you can feel the warmth emanating from it. It actually feels like the only alive thing that you've had any contact with for since you got here. So you begin to climb, and you get up into its branches, and a feeling of ease comes over you. You feel less concerned. You know what I mean? You're still watching a giant demonic wolf barrel down upon you, but you're not quite as terrified as you thought you might be at this point. But yeah, so you get up and you get a good view, and you can see that it's big, and its paws are just eating up the distance. And from your viewpoint, you can see that from a distance, it looked like just a wolf, but as it gets closer, you can see that what you took for fur is actually chains. There are chains wrapped around its body. The exposed bits of flesh you can see are actually red and raw and bloody. It appears to have metal plates hammered into its head and along its flank. Its claws, when they flash in the scant light that's here, appear to be metal, and its eyes are glowing a baleful orange. So as it gets closer, you can all hear the sounds of the dudum, 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 but it's accompanied by a metallic tinging sound as all the chains and metal clash against each other as it hits the ground. As it gets closer, you start to be able to smell it. And it's a smell of rotten meat. Gone over abattoir. An abattoir which hasn't been visited for years, but was left to just decay with the blood still staining the floor. And it washes over you, and you feel that at any other time, that would be enough to make you break and run. But again, like Fichte, you have a sense of calm here beneath the canopy of the tree.
Huh.
And as the wolf reaches you, and you take in its full height, it is the height of probably 3 men stood on each other's shoulders. And up this close, you can see that its lip, its bloody, skinned lip is curling back. You can see metal-plated teeth in its mouth. And it screeches to a halt so fast, it puts the brakes on so hard that it leaves trails in the dirt as it hits you. And it just stops, just outside the canopy of the tree. And it's panting, and its breath is so hot that it is just gouts of steam coming from its mouth. I know you.
I cast Bane.
Okay.
And I cast Bane on it.
Charisma save.
Does he die now?
Another 7.
Nice.
Okay, what does Bane do again? Remind me?
All attack rolls and saving throws have a minus D4.
Yes.
For a minute.
And I'm going to take note of where the canopy overhangs and where it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to stand underneath it, but with the reach of my scythe, I'm going to try and take a swing at it.
Okay.
Because I need to distract it long enough for this spell to go off. How close are we to that, by the way?
Oh, it's only been like a minute so far.
Oh, shit. All right, then.
Another 9?
I don't think this is going to go well. It's a 17 to hit.
Okay. So yeah, you step up and you extend your scythe past the canopy area, and you take a swipe. It just moves its foot back. It doesn't even make contact. It's just pulls its foot back and looks down at you, and the eyes are just that of pure balefire. There is no pupil there. It is just a glowing socket of orange malevolence, and it just oh, my son is going to be so interested that you're back.
Your son?
My son.
Rune, step back.
Okay, this just got weird. Who is your son?
My son, the ruler of this new beautiful realm.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So you are the daddy. What?
Go ahead, say his name.
No, I think not.
Rune, take a step back.
I take another step back. I can't remember. What was his name? Jackass? No, wait. It was a fuckboy? No, wait.
I'm going to bonus action hide in the tree because he's insulting a giant dog.
Just FYI, DM, I have my hand cocked and I have a spell ready. Grey is currently relatively secure in the idea that it cannot enter underneath the tree. If I think that's not true anymore, I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay. So where are you in relation to Rune? Because Fichte's in the tree, Taral is touching the tree.
I guess I would have been stood at the trunk.
Okay, so you're further back.
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah, Rune is in front of me, yeah. But
So as you speak, its head ducks down, and it sees you, and its eyes lock on you.
The Grey One. The bridge. Where's your sword, little bridge?
Oh, I think it's around here somewhere.
Oh, I knew something would come of this day, but I didn't realize it would be you.
I got it. It's cauliflower dick, right?
This whole time, Taral is on the opposite side of the tree, almost like trying to stay hidden, just like trying to cast this spell feverishly. Like, come on, Spunk, come on, listen, Spunk, please.
It begins to pace backwards and forwards now, and it's scratching into the dirt slightly as it does so. And it's clearly testing the boundaries of where it can step. And every time its paw gets near to where the boundary would be, it flinches backwards slightly.
Clearly you're unavailable to me at this time.
What's the matter, little doggy? You smell a bigger predator? Huh?
I'll be seeing you soon.
Okay. Go on then, piss off.
It begins to walk in a circle. Much like a dog does when it's about to lie down, but in this instance it walks in a circle and carries on walking. And it's an odd sensation because as it turns and turns, it's almost like the picture that you're looking at folds in upon itself, like a piece of paper folding and then folding back again.
Yeah.
And as it turns the corner, it then just turns and then disappears.
Wow.
I just turned around wide-eyed to the others. I was like, yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying. I guess, distraction? Maybe, I don't know. Do you think we might actually be safe under this tree?
Well, I mean, it would seem so. I currently can't think of any reason why he wouldn't have attacked us if he could.
I mean, yeah, he was pretty badass.
Looking up into the leaves now, I'll say there's obviously some sort of power and protection under these branches.
Rune and Grey, give me a perception check, please.
Perception. That is a 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awful.
Rune, you will see that. So, the ground here is basically just dirt. Mm-hmm. It is packed dirt, now with a lot of scrabbles and scratches in it just outside the canopy edge. But radiating out from the tree itself, it does look like there is the beginnings of grass beginning to grow.
Ooh.
Slightly purple, though.
Of course. I mean, why not? Taral, I'm not sure we need to go.
Okay. Yes. We're okay. Sticking his head round the side of the tree. We're okay.
I think so. Clearly it would have wiped the floor with us if it could, and it didn't. So, it seemed to be pacing the perimeter of the canopy of the tree.
Oh, wow. Okay, then I have an idea. Question for you, Troy.
Yes.
Seeing as I've not finished this spell, do I lose a spell slot or not?
I believe so. Nate, Bruce Lawyer?
You would lose
I think you
spell.
do.
That's
you
fine.
You
so
also lose whatever spell you were concentrating on about to cast, Sean. If you start a cast of something, you then lose the slot if you're holding the action.
Yeah, it's essentially holding an action, isn't it?
Okay, that's fine. I will do something else though, and you see Taral go. Well, if this seems to have a good effect for us, I might be able to do something more. And you see Taral kind of touch the tree with one hand, and he touches the ground with the other, and he's like, "Grow," and he just says, "Grow," and I will cast plant growth.
Okay.
And that will channels vitality into plants within a specific area, it says. Mm-hmm. So it says 2 possible uses for this spell. I can either choose like overgrowth, overgrown thickets to die down so that what's it called? Like terrain is easier, or I can if you cast a spell, I can enrich the land. All plants, it says, in a half-mile radius become enriched for 1 year. The plant yields twice as much the normal amount of food when harvested.
Okay.
But would that adjust the kind of radius of the tree?
Okay.
The tree's effect.
So, I'm assuming you're going to be wanting to spend 8 hours on this. To
potentially, if we've got to wait here anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Understand? Okay. So that is something that's going to happen. We'll get to that. So, is it in this 8 hour period? Is there anything else that anyone else is going to do?
Rest.
I think.
With Rune's perception of 13, he might not notice this, but Fichte is still in the tree. Well, I'm stealthed with a stealth of 21, so he would not see this, and probably no one else, but I'm glaring a hole in the back of Rune's head.
Okay.
So, this is for your information, because Rune's got no fucking clue, but...
Something in the back of my soul itches.
Yeah.
Fichte is staring a hole in the back
Rune
of
feels
your
mildly
head.
uncomfortable, but he can't say why. Okay. So you guys can be resting. So you guys get a long rest for 4 hours, don't you? So you can all mark off a long rest for that.
Yay.
So, Taral, you sit and you cast your spell. And radiating from you, so you'd be like leant up against the trunk of the tree, for instance.
Yeah, almost like a meditation style thing, but
okay.
Keeping in touch with the tree and with the land.
So as you do this, after about half an hour, the tree opens and Bonk sticks his head out. Because he did say he'd be checking in every hour.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Do you guys ready to go back?
I don't believe quite so, Bonk. It seems no.
Right.
I think we have to meet someone here tomorrow, and I think if we go back to the Fey Realm, because the time is so inconsistent, we may miss our appointment. So
right, yeah, that makes sense. No, it is easy to lose track of time, though. Definitely. But what are you doing here? If that's the case.
It would seem that the tree is protecting us. Your big wolf friend found us.
Right. I would have led with that, personally.
As you can see, we are alive, and I think that the protection of the tree facilitated that.
Right. What? Like it hit him or something?
No, it's like a... I do not know. It's like a magical barrier or something.
That's new.
It was like the tree created a boundary over which he could not cross.
That's interesting. I've not come across that before, but then again, I haven't ever actually brought him back to a tree because that would have been dangerous, probably. But apparently not. So yay, yeah, all good. Yeah. So what? Okay. So you saw him. Yeah, he's an ugly fucker, isn't
he? Yeah. Has he ever talked to you before? He talked to us.
Well, I mean, he says a lot of stuff. You know, oh, I'm gonna eat your bones, gonna drink your blood. You know,
he's very chatty. Yeah.
Yeah, standard stuff. You know, oh, I'm gonna get you. My son is taking over this realm, and he's gonna fucking have you next, kind of thing.
Yeah. He was quite keen on the idea of us saying his son's name, but as we all know, names have power. So
you We don't do that, even though he's here in this place. We still don't say his name.
No. I may have pissed him off a little, but you know.
How?
A little.
Oh,
Here from somewhere in the tree.
Hi, Fichte.
Yeah. Hello, Herr Bonk.
Well, let's just say when he told us to say his name, I said a lot of other things that could be considered mildly annoying.
Right.
And
Did he say anything else?
Reckless. Stupid.
Well, I figure, you know, if he's going to kill us, he's going to kill us, and you know, it doesn't matter if I say a few stupid names.
I mean, there are quite a few things worse than death, actually. I have to say.
Hey, well, that's fair, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've rescued a few people before, and yeah, I mean, they wish they were dead. I had to help them with that. Actually, that was nasty business. Anyway, did he say anything else? Did he mention me at all?
Actually, I don't think he did. But then I was scrambling for things to distract him with, so maybe I'm not the best person. Anyone else remember?
No, I'm pretty sure he didn't mention you, Bonk. He spoke about his son. He spoke about me. He seems to know me semi-personally, it would seem.
Oh, right, okay. I mean, have you seen him before?
No, but he made me remember something, actually. Did I tell you what happened between the battle that killed us and when you found us?
He steps through the portal now and lets it close behind him. No. I mean, if you want to talk about it.
Well, only because it's relevant. I had some... I don't know, I guess I thought they were perhaps just dreams up until now. Or very vague, distant memories anyway. And I think I'd kind of forgotten about it. But when he mentioned the word bridge before, I remember laying on a stone slab and being cut open, and my sword, my old sword, the sword of Shalin, being literally pulled out of my body, and then saying something about the bridge.
Gray?
Yeah.
I was there for that.
Sorry, what?
That room where we all woke up. I was in there, and then they brought all of your bodies in. And then I was hiding, and they cut you open and pulled out his sword and shouted, "The bridge!"
You actually witnessed this?
Yeah, that's not a dream, or it might be, but that actually happened.
Well, shit.
Yeah, Gray just kind of stood there with his mouth open at the moment.
So the three of you, you and you,
What?
Rune, and your friend who did not wake up.
What happened when they pulled it out? What did they do with it?
It was odd. The man had robes, and they were chanting and put a dagger into you, and then he had a metal hand, if I remember right, and he pushed it into you all the way, like impossibly far, like up to almost the shoulder. And as he pulled it out, again there was golden light, and he held a sword and shouted the bridge. There were a few of them, and they were chanting, and they were holding it like it was, well, delicate and precious and important. But then they all very quickly left, and all of the pillars began to glow, and then all of the air left the room, and then I was dead. And then I was woken up by Nadia. But that was real.
I mean, when I hear the word bridge, a bridge is the connection of two places that allows crossing. Is this how the guy we don't mention managed to access this plane?
I would say that would be
Am I somehow
certainty at this point.
Somehow fucking
Send him back?
I mean, am I somehow responsible for this again?
I mean, not to be a downer, but the Raven Queen did say you're fucked up.
Yeah, but we fucked up by losing. I mean, if I was carrying around the key for Mr. Z to get from his realm to this, why the hell would she send me in there? I mean, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It was a gamble.
Not at all, because this is magic, and I am confused by everything. He put his arm so far into you that it should have come out the other side, and instead he pulled out a giant fucking sword. This is not normal. This is not natural. This is... I really need a drink. This is a... Why? Why does any of this happen? There's no rhyme or reason to any of this. You had a sword inside of you, and you can fly.
Sometimes.
And you can summon a dragon, and you have healing abilities, and I've got a fucking dagger.
You know, we all have a thing.
None of this makes sense. None of this is anywhere near normal or comprehensible. And I have no idea what to do, ever. Because apparently I didn't stay in school long enough to learn, you know, creating things out of nothing.
Well, I didn't know any of that. But if the Raven Queen said that, you know, it was kind of your fault that this has happened, And when you were taken, they took something from you and referred to it as the bridge. I mean, I'm not the smartest guy, but I am putting 2 and 2 together here and suggesting that maybe that was something to do with it.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, now that we know that, I mean, surely there must be some way to use it as a kind of a key of reversal of sorts, perhaps. I mean, it's an avenue to explore, at least.
Maybe.
Right,
Bonk, is there anything left of Armis Rex, do you know?
Well, I mean, you were under it when I found you.
Yeah.
Or what it used to be, anyway. Not much, it has to be said.
Okay.
The whole city, as you know, was like in a crater, wasn't it? You know, the whole thing was built inside this giant crater, and the whole walls were the defense thing. It was this whole shtick, really. The whole kind of, you know, like tourist thing. Like, oh, look at it, it's inside a crater, you know. When he came out, he basically split the city in 2 and then threw it up against the walls.
Oh. So
in a manner of speaking, it's still there.
But is pile of rubble and not any useful buildings or items or...
I've been back a few times on the off chance there might be people there to save and stuff like that, but it's hard to even get in. Because the gate, you know, they only had 1 gate and all that. It was pretty much all clogged with debris and everything. And if you want to try and get in through the tunnels through the cliffs around it, it's all well and good. I'm pretty good at finding a way through tunnels, but even they're all knackered. Everything's kind of broken and fallen down because it turns out when a giant god thing kind of erupts from beneath a city, it leaves a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I am familiar with the tunnels. A fair amount of them in the north side. I had I wouldn't call it a safe house, but a store there. But the thing I was thinking was the Raven Queen has a temple, and we are working for her, and we cannot necessarily contact her all the time. But also, if we did our own research, maybe we could find something. And the best way to do that would be her temple, or one of the libraries, or any of the other temples.
Yeah, no.
But right now, I know frighteningly little. And
no, I get what you mean. One of the first things I did when I came back was to go to Briffa Tower, or where it used to be. It's in a bit of a different place now, but yeah, that's gone. But I want to be clear here, though. I don't mean it's destroyed. I mean it's gone.
You mean
what?
Moved?
Gone. Like someone took a big old spoon and kind of scooped. You know what I mean? Like a scoop, like a big scoop.
So there's not even rubble. It's just like a spoon to a pie. Just
scoop.
The hole and no filling.
Yeah, basically the river that ran through Briffa now just kind of runs in. Well, I say runs. I mean sludges into a kind of a hole.
Yeah, that is much worse.
Okay.
You can sift through rubble. You cannot find what is not there.
That is interesting. I mean, remind me, Britha was a town of magic, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, big magic. Very, very magic, actually. They were very keen on it, if I remember. Lots of weird stuff happened there before I met you guys. There's a few instances where people were like, were walking around at night, and then the things that they used to clean the streets kind of thought that they were something that needed to be cleaned, and there was a big old hoo-ha about it.
DM.
Yes? Yes, hello.
Would I know of any magical means that they could move a town or a large area or building?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, it's a big fat 0 modifier, but we'll give it a go. Oh, it's 17.
17's good. So, as a bard in your previous life, you...
Oh, that's good. Wait, previous life. Previous life, knowledge from a past life. I can roll another d6. Just to see if I can get any more. Okay, so that's 19 total.
Okay. So, as a bard in your previous life...
Yes.
You picked up stories. Stories were your thing. You pick up a song, a story here, maybe you try and put the two together to make something. I mean, there's so many tall tales that are told around a campfire or at the table of a tavern. But there is one that was, that popped up once or twice in different kind of aspects. It wasn't ever the same story twice. But there was different variations of a tale of a wizard maybe moving his own domicile when he wanted a change of scenery, or whether if he was no longer welcome in a city or something like that. And it wasn't a case of just picking up the bricks brick by brick and moving them. He would move his whole tower or house or mansion, often overnight, so no one would see it happening. But the locals would wake up the next morning, and where there once was a building, there was no longer.
Yeah.
But wizards, man, you don't get involved with wizards.
Wizards.
Yeah, wizards. They do weird shit. So yeah, you have heard, tales, stories, songs about such things happening, but it's difficult to say whether if there's any kind of grain or truth to them or not.
Oh, no smoke without fire. Okay. So yeah, Rune will kind of like ponder that for a second. Go, well, there have always been stories of magic users moving their towers, their homes, for whatever reason, change of scenery, got in trouble with the locals, things like that. So, I mean, these stories, they're out there for a reason. There's always a grain of truth to these things. So, is it so much of a stretch to imagine that perhaps a place like Britha, with all of its magic users, may have had an exit plan for the town?
I mean, I don't know. It's a big fucking place, though, isn't it? You were there. It's not like it's a single place. This was a city. Even the walls are gone.
Okay. Another question, Bonk. When you use the trees to move around, how do you do it? Do you imagine the tree you want to go to, or is it random?
No, I mean, I can go random if I want to. I can just walk through and just not focus my mind, and then I'll come out somewhere. But if I'm aware of where a tree is, then I just have to think about it. And then when I go through, I come out where I want to.
What happened when you tried to go to Britha?
There's not actually a tree at Britha. or where Briffa used to be, or even where Briffa used to be, because obviously, as I think you've been told, the whole kind of everything is a bit squiffy now. But I came out near the coast, and after I get my bearings a little bit, I had to go down underground to find out where I was. I figured out that if I went in a certain direction, I would end up at Briffa. And lo and behold, I came to the place where we actually found the axe. If you remember that, the little town, a little bit south of Briffa.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, there was that cavern there. That was still there. The tree was dead though. That one. But yeah, no, I went a bit further north. Found where it was. I mean, it was pretty clear that it had been there. It was the right size, but it was just this massive scoop.
Okay. I mean, if it... Oh, couldn't... I look at Bonk and Grey. I said, do you remember, was there like a tree in the town square?
A tree? Why do you think a tree?
I'm just thinking, if Bonk can choose a tree, why not try and choose one in the city of Briffa?
I mean, it doesn't quite work like that. It has to be an actual Twilight Court tree.
Oh,
I can't just walk through any tree.
I understand. Okay. All right. Okay. Well.
Sorry, have I missed a trick here? Are you contemplating whether it still exists somewhere as a whole?
Potentially.
That it's been moved?
Yeah, that's my thought. I mean, wizards can do some crazy shit individually, let alone when they put their heads together. Think about it. A wizard's tower. There was a whole tower full of the bastards, and also in Briffa you had the Seekers. That's a whole, at least, garrison of mercenaries, soldiers.
Had I heard of the Seekers, DM?
Yes. Yeah, the Seekers were very famous. They had chapters in lots of different towns and cities, mainly the bigger ones. But yeah, they actually had a very, very large garrison of them at Amos Rex.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold out my hand and grab Grey's wrist and hold out his hand. Can I still see the symbol?
Yes.
Grey, look.
Yeah. What?
Does this not mean that there might be some kind of magical tether, still? To the Seekers Guild?
I mean... possibly? I couldn't say one way or the other.
Okay. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but this is definitely some new information we can perhaps act on. If we can find Briffa, we can find friends. Allies.
Yeah, but how would you, would you even begin to...
Oh, that's the trick. We would need to find some way of traversing the realms, and I don't mean the prime material, I mean...
Rune, there may be some truth in which you speak of. I remember hearing stories of a city that could move between the Feywild and the prime material plane. It was only a tall tale, but maybe there's some truth in it. I remember when we were in the Feywild and I looked out, I used my consciousness and I sensed something out there, but I have no idea what.
Well... Oh, when we were last in the Feywild?
When we were there the first time, yes, I used something I have, an ability. I looked out beyond, went out several miles, and I could feel something, but I know it didn't give me any specifics of what. It was just something.
Bonk. The territory that you have created there, you can create more of it, right? I mean, it's you say when you need something, you make something, right?
Well, yeah, that's how it's worked so far.
If Taral could guide you in a certain direction, could you build a path outwards?
I mean, yeah, but where would you want to go?
I'm just spitballing here. This is just an idea, but if we can find that other place, Taral, maybe it's there.
Just as an aside for Taral, this wasn't anything big that you felt.
No.
It wasn't. It wasn't like a big kind of collection of things. It was definitely something small.
Okay.
You would have felt that in the.
But it could be a lead to something. That's Taral is thinking in his head. It could be a lead to something. Something small. If there's something small in the distance, it might lead to something else. It's kind of what he's got in his head.
Any clues worth following? Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, things don't seem quite as dire. I think, cautiously, I think I am quite happy to put some hope into the idea that Brither is still out there and there is something to discover back in the Feywild. But I guess for now we, one problem at a time.
Right. Well, I mean, if you guys are staying here, then I'll be off. I'll be nipping back to the Twilight Court. So, do you know where you're going when you meet this whoever it is?
No.
No.
Unfortunately.
Right. Okay. I'm just concerned that if you're going off somewhere and I don't know where it is, I'm not going to be able to find you. So.
Oh, that thought crossed my mind as well.
Yeah. He said that he had an arena. I don't know if I don't know if that is on this plane or in their home dimension.
Well, I mean, arenas suggests somewhere populated.
Yeah.
And the only populated places now are the cities of the ones that rule.
Yeah. So maybe there?
Right, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be able to find any trees in there because there tends to be not very much alive. The only thing I can really suggest is that if you're... I'm assuming you're on good terms with this person as you're going off with them, so maybe they can drop you back here when you're done?
I think good terms is a stretch.
That, there's another look at Rune.
However, Taral, what did you do to this tree?
Nothing yet.
Oh, shit. Okay. I didn't say anything. That's an idea for another time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bonk, I realise this doesn't sound... When you put it like that, it just doesn't sound like the best of plans. Unfortunately, though, we are severely lacking in options.
Yeah.
No.
It's the only plan we have.
Exactly. If we don't do this, then... Well, what do we do?
No, it's fair. That's fair. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure things will work out in the 10-2, don't they? Right, so basically, yeah, I mean, I'll keep doing what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I won't bother coming back for a while because obviously if you guys are just going to be here, I'm just going to keep on interrupting you. But I'll keep popping my head in, just seeing if you're here, and obviously if when you get back here, Taral can give you a little nudge and I'll come and collect you.
Sounds good.
All right, mate. Cheers,
Right.
Bonk.
Well, thank you,
safe.
Bonk.
Don't do anything stupid. Who are we talking to? Right, yeah. So
That's another look to Rune.
Fair.
Right then, yeah. I'll see you soon. And he opens up a gate and walks through.
See you soon, Bonk.
I don't know whether you would have noticed any of the looks to you.
Probably not.
You weren't hiding anymore because you were talking to Rune.
Yeah, but I'm still up in the tree, so I'm not in direct eyesight. But yeah, if he notices, he notices, and if he doesn't, then he doesn't.
Well, my passive perception is 15.
I'm about to say, I mean, if your tone of voice was chilly towards him, but I don't actually think you said anything. I don't think you said anything to him directly.
No, I said that his idea, that what he said was reckless and dangerous, but I never actually said anything directly to.
Yeah. There wouldn't be much to
in the next.
Yes, there wouldn't be much to passively seek at the moment. So.
Yeah.
So I am in the tree still.
You are in the tree.
Safely in the tree.
Safe in the tree.
Keeping a general eye out, looking for anything.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, from here you can see nothing happens here. Nothing moves. The sky appears to trudge along slowly. But there isn't much happening here. The trees that were felled by the passage of the wolf, there's no movement over there, no kind of activity of any kind of scurrying creatures who have had their homes disrupted. It's just dead. Dead as disco. So, you guys are going to be having long rests, so you can get your spell slots back if you've used any. Taral.
Yes, please.
So you sit and you commune. You're trying to reach down into the soil to try and spark something. You're trying to get the soil to remember that it was full of life and full of lush greenery and everything that goes with it. And in putting your consciousness down into the ground, it's met with initially cold, dark, acrid tang of sterile soil. But as you focus and you begin to meditate on this, the warmth of the tree begins to flow through you and into the ground. And the acrid, sterile feeling begins to dissipate, to be replaced by warmth. And with that, a sense of hope. And you begin to push onward, push forward, spreading out further. And for anyone who's watching, you'll begin to see that the very the kind of almost peach fuzz of purplish green grass that was around the base of the tree before begins to lengthen, begins to go stronger, and begins to spread outwards. But instead of now the focal point being the tree, the focal point is now Taral. And it begins to spread out. And small flowers begin to pop up. All of them with a slight purple tinge. And the grass and the life begins to spread out further and further. As soon as it hits the boundary of the canopy, though, it stops. But carries on going around the circle of the canopy. Canopy, yes. I love canopies. Before, eventually, after 8 hours, there is a circle of lush, greenish-purple grass that is at complete odds with the dead, sterile earth just on the other side of where the branches reach. And after your 8 hours, Taral, you open your eyes and you look and you see what you've created. And you find it good.
Oh my. Well, that I didn't know if that would actually work or not.
It's
not quite as far as I would have liked, but I was trying to push the boundary of the safe haven, as it were. But it seems to have given us a much better view, and who knows? It may on its own push the boundary out.
It was a good idea, but I don't know. There's obviously some sort of counteracting magical effects going on here.
Dark magic for sure, yes.
For those of you now here, the air now smells of greenery. It actually smells alive again. It smells like being back at the Twilight Court. It is a smell of hope in this dark, desolate place. And whilst you are here, you feel safe.
Nice.
Good.
Fichte.
Yeah?
You're still in the tree? I cannot see you. Where are you?
A drop right in front of you.
Ah, hello. I was going to say, would you mind pruning a small branch from the tree for me?
Looks at you kind of weirdly.
Just one of the ones out toward the end of the branches, just a bit with some greenery on it, with some leaves. It does not have to be big.
Okay. I'll climb back up and get along the branches and find a suitable piece to prune with one of my normal daggers.
Okay. Doesn't cause you any particular issues.
And I sort of hang off the tree and kind of toss it to him. Is this what you're looking for?
Thank you, my friend. Yes. I pass it to Taral. Say, let's do an experiment. If there is time. I don't know what you did, but perhaps if we can put this in the ground outside the circle of the tree and see if you can use your magic to make it take root?
Possibly it might work, but I'm a little...
Are you tapped at the moment?
Yeah, I suppose that's the word. A little spent for now.
Okay.
You've all had a rest. I have not yet. But
we have time until he turns back up again, so please rest.
A small rest. We can try again, but maybe.
It's a theory. If we can have this take root somewhere else, then perhaps we can make patches of safe havens.
So I will take the branch anyway, and just out of interest, I will just step out of the safe zone with the branch.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll stand at the very border just to grab it
literally, I'm
in
just
case anything
going
happens.
a meter out, and I'd look quite closely at the branch and see if it instantly changes or whether it will remain the same.
Okay. So you step out. You're quite attuned to nature, and especially after the last 8 hours when you've been doing nothing but communing with nature. You're looking at the branch in your hands, and you can see that being away from the main body of the tree, the leaves are already starting to crisp.
And that's all for now.
Currently, yes. With these few seconds of you stepping out into the open air, you can already see that the branch itself is it's not looking particularly healthy.
Yeah. I step back in again, feeling a bit uneasy being outside the safe zone, and just turn to Rune and say, "Well, I thought it worth a try, but obviously not fully. But it seems to have wilted already. It's certainly not able to cope outside of this safe zone."
Okay, it was an idea. I don't know if there's any possibility we can bring it back to some semblance of life later on, but it's something worth considering.
Maybe what I've just created here, this haven, this around these trees this tree of the Twilight Court. Maybe this could be almost our calling card in this land. That each time we adventure to someplace new, we go through a tree. We do the same. It becomes our emergency reserve that we know we're always safe here, and for anybody looking for shelter, seeking comfort, they may have the same too, if there is anybody left.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Absolutely, I think it's a good idea. I mean, if there are survivors, then hopefully it will give them a little hope as well.
I like it. I do. I like it.
Yeah. Good work. Now, you should rest. You've earned it.
And I just sit back up against the tree and just sit motionless and just rest.
Okay. Right, so, is there likely to be anything else that anyone is going to be wanting to do in the time remaining?
I'm sitting in the tree and keeping watch.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just doing the same, I guess. I'm just kind of like pacing around the perimeter and keeping watch.
Great. Anything?
Just gonna lay in the grass.
The grass angels.
Grass angels. As you're all doing this and chilling out and all this, Volis, who is still there because I don't think he's been. You don't dispel him, do you? He just kind of.
I can dispel him if I choose to. I can. Yeah, there's several ways I can bring him back, or I can dispel him, sort of thing. But yeah.
Does my bird turn up at some point?
On him, does he?
What was that, no?
Volis doesn't have a time limit on him, does he?
No.
He just stays until he is not needed.
If he gets to 0 hit points, if I dispel him, or if I summon another version of him, say with a different element, he will then dispel.
Or if you die.
Or if I die, yes, yeah.
If you die, he is removed, but not if you go to 0 hit points. If you go to 0, he can continue.
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
But if you die, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, he's fun.
Yep. Yes, Grey, your bird will eventually make her way over. Yeah, sorry, boss. I don't think that really worked very well.
It's all right, mate. It was worth a try.
Yeah, I mean, clearly though you're right. So everything turned out all right, didn't it?
I was right.
Yeah.
Oh, we are all right. Okay, yes.
Yeah. It's all good. Nice patch you got here. Is this for anyone to hang out, or do I have to fuck off back to the being not here?
No, you can stay. Actually, I was reading the rules. I think Octavia also stays, right?
Yep. With Find Familiar, they are also a permanent summon until they die.
Mm-hmm.
Just as Zima was.
Yeah.
Zima was always alive, just in my coat.
Yeah, so I guess he's going to be around or on my shoulder.
Yep. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? And the reason I brought up Volis is because I'm going to have Volis rolling around in the grass, legs in the air, just
like horns, a big old puppy.
Yeah, horns gouging out bits of turf that immediately get grown back again.
That's pretty great.
So, if there is nothing else, we will fast forward.
I have one thing more that I would like to do before another 4 hours has passed.
Okay.
Because I would like to get the spell slot back.
Okay.
Because of all the ground outside of the of the tree's influence, or that the Taral's growing influence didn't spread further than the tree's canopy.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to prepare, remove curse, and step a meter outside the circle, touch my hand to the ground, and cast remove curse on it.
Okay. What level is remove curse?
Third.
Okay. Okay, so you step out. Immediately...
It does say affecting one creature or object. So it would have to be like a given amount of space that you would decide, but yeah.
Okay, so you step out from the safety of the tree and immediately feel the cold, dead air hit you in the face. And you kneel down and place your hand on the ground, and you feel the spell leave you in the same way that it's becoming familiar now than previously. It's an odd sensation because you feel the warmth of the spell leave you, and then you feel it be sucked away.
Okay.
There is no noticeable change to the ground in front of you.
Okay. It just feels like it didn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right, so we go back into the circle and complete our resting period, or complete our wait.
I would also like to cast a spell, leaving enough time for a short rest to regain the slot, please.
Okay.
Which I guess is an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to cast Locate Creature.
Okay. And what are you trying to locate?
The big bad wolf.
The big bad wolf.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the range on this?
It's 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
So
you don't feel where the wolf is, but you do get a very slight ping of where the wolf was. So the point where it disappeared, which is clearly marked out in the dirt because there's a circle of claw marks. But yeah, that does give you a very slight ping.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so you're doing a spell and then you're resting again to get the spell back, yeah?
Yeah. But after casting the spell, though, I would say he seems to have gone. I mean, he's certainly not here at the moment, but we have to accept the possibility that he can turn up at any moment. So I think we're going to have to head back to the village as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So after casting your spell and sitting down again to rest for 4 hours, you drop into the trance-like sleep state that you're becoming accustomed to in the place of your long rest. As soon as your eyes close, you feel them reopen again, but not in the same place as you were when you closed them.
This is all of us?
No, this is just Grey, because he's the one who cast a spell and then wanted to rest afterwards.
Yeah.
Immediately you feel a sense of space around you. It feels like being in a cathedral. There's a certain feel to your surroundings and make it clear that you're in the middle of a void. But looking around, you can see metal walls, rusty. Some of them splattered with other rust-coloured liquids. Looking above, the ceiling is vaulted, but almost looks like metal ribs keeping the roof up. Looking forward ahead of you, there's a faint red glow. And as you become acclimatized to where you are, you can hear sounds around you, the sounds of clinking chains, of rust rubbing on rust. Screaming in the distance. Laughter and screaming. And as you take stock of where you are, you become aware that it feels like there's someone stood just behind you. And with a slight clink of chains, a voice in your ear. Hello, Grey. So glad to see you up and about again.
Am I able to move? Am I just like a witness in this?
No, you're able to move.
State, or I would immediately turn on my heels, apparate the sword in my hand so that I'm like just hold it out at a point.
Okay. So you focus on summoning the sword, but nothing comes.
So I'm just left there with my jazz handing.
Hello, my baby. So yes, as you spin, and instinctively, the motion is now instinctive of bringing your hand in front of you. It almost just looks like you're making a fist to ward yourself against the person stood in front of you, and looming above you.
Who do I see?
Looming above you, taller than you, a figure in what initially looks like almost a dress, but appears to be a leather waistcoat with long, flowing folds going down to the ground, covered in belts. The leather is different colours, all of it tanned, and as you look closer you realise that this is probably made from flesh of lots of different races.
Kinky?
Metal spikes pierce the skin of the forearms leading up to the elbow, and from there upwards barbed wire is wrapped around the biceps. The hands do not have fingertips, they have metal spikes that have been driven into the areas that the fingernails would have been. Moving further up, the chest is open, and by that I mean it is open. You can see the bare rib cage with blood still glistening on it. The face is odd. It's clearly grinning, it's clearly smiling, but it moves in such a way that suggests that the muscles underneath aren't necessarily attached to the skin that's on the front. And almost like a halo behind its head are spikes radiating outwards in a semicircle. Rusty, black, covered in various liquids. Standing before you is Zon Kuthon. Eyes as black as midnight, glistening with mirth. His hands are out to each side, almost in a Christ-like pose, but nothing so formal. I'm so glad you're up. I would have hated to have gone before having chance to thank you.
Accepting that my swords are not going to appear, I just kind of drop my hand, and almost with an air of just like annoyed acceptance. What do you want?
I just want to have a chat. Just a small chat. As soon as my father told me that you were here, I had to meet you as quickly as possible. And you, here, in my domain. Well, I can't pass up that kind of opportunity, can I?
Why me? What do I have to do with all of this?
What do you have to do with all of this? You are everything to do with all of this. And now his voice becomes less mirthful and now slightly more bitter. Did my sister not explain things adequately to you?
I'm not going to answer.
Oh. Then allow me to fill in the blanks that she so conveniently left. I'm sure she spun you a tale, a sad tale, of how my followers decimated her followers, and oh, there's so few left, and you, Grey, are the scion of light, the only one who can defeat me, the last follower of Shilin. The one that is prophesied to bring four together and prevent myself from winning. How did that turn out of interest?
It's not over yet, is it?
Well, it remains to be seen, of course. Of course. Prophecies do have a way of coming back at the most unfortunate times. But, well, she didn't necessarily give you all the story now, did she? She told you of two remaining followers of hers who fled into obscurity, where I could not find them, nor could my followers. And after centuries, you were the last one. Sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She left out a little detail, though. Just a small detail. You see, whilst there were two who fled, they were not both her followers. One was hers, and one was mine. Love blooms on the battlefield, it would seem. But in doing so, they created their own kind of destiny. Now, you see, when you came across your sword, that beautiful, beautiful sword, the one that was prophesied to prevent my coming, well, you see, it wasn't the only one. There was a chance that you would have come across that sword. There was a chance that you might have come across a different sword. Something a bit darker. And perhaps in finding the sword maybe maketh the man. Because in the union of her follower and my follower, her white light and my darkness, well, in the middle, you get a certain shade of grey. You could have fallen either way. Could have fallen either way. You, my friend, were destined to either save or destroy. And, well, you found her sword first, so it turns out that she lays claim to you. Well, it didn't turn out very well, did it? And here we are. So, maybe she should have told you how important you were. But then again, if she had told you how important you were, perhaps you wouldn't have been quite so reckless. And perhaps in being reckless, you may have beat me, but you didn't. Which is unfortunate. But maybe it isn't. But maybe it is. Fate is tricksy. And that raven bitch won't tell me what's going to happen. So here we are. I almost feel like an uncle to a nephew. When you could have been a son. You could have ruled with me. But still, things are what they are. There's no changing it, is there? No going back. we are where we are. And I just thought I'd take this opportunity, set the record straight, if you will. Whilst you're here, and I'm sure as soon as you go back to wherever it is you go to, where I can't reach you anymore, well, we probably won't have a chance to chat much more. So it's been lovely catching up. And I have to say, the look on your face is priceless. So, do you have any questions while we're here?
Gray's face is just a look of disdain and barely controllable emotion. But I don't think he'd have any specific questions at this point.
No. I can see that, well, so much information is clearly too much for such a fragile, mortal mind, although, come to think of it, are you even mortal anymore? What are you? You're clearly not of my sister, and you're clearly not of me. I sense that someone else may have her hand in your return. Still trying to pull the strings of fate, that one, isn't she? Well, I have my own strings to pull. My machinations are far further along than hers are. But I'm a busy man. So, maybe we'll chat again, maybe we won't. Maybe you'll come and see me. Maybe you'll come and find me. At the center. In my web. In this new world that I created. And it's all because of you. My nephew. My son. I'll be seeing you. And as he says that, he steps back into the shadows with a clink of chains. And the light, the meager light that's here begins to dip and fade. And you reopen your eyes. And you're back beneath the tree.
I'll bolt upright so that I'm sat in the grass angel where I lay before. And I would instinctively turn to see if anyone has seen me wake up. If anyone is looking at me in this sense.
Any of you looking at him as he slept, you creepy bastards?
I was just doing a perimeter walk every now and again, so I'd have been actively looking around, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you will see Grey sit bolt upright.
Immediately grab my scythe and go, what?
I'll pause for a moment and eventually stand up. Nothing, I just had a dream. And just to test, I want to see if the sword will appear in my hand if I can.
Yes, yep. Make the same practice motion as you had before, and yep, the starlight, or starlight sword reappears in your hand.
I'll instantly have it disappear. I'm not going to say anything to Rune. I don't know whether he would pick up on something, but I'm not going to mention what I just saw for now.
Okay. Oh, okay. Octavia will land on your shoulder, Grey, and telepathically say, "You all right, boss? You look a bit, I want to say peaky, but you always look fucking peaky. But you looked a bit shaken."
Communicating with Octavia, I'll just say something like, yeah, somebody just told me something, and I don't know what bothers me more, whether it was a lie or whether it was actually true.
Someone just told you something?
Yeah, I think I just was just communed with. You know what? Don't worry about it. I like DM. Like, how much of a link do I feel to this bird? I mean, I've technically just met it, and it's obviously sentient.
Yeah. I mean, when you summon a familiar, then you have a bond with it. You feel.
That's what I mean. Do I sense this kind of intense personal bond, or is it? It would. I'm just meaning, like, I don't know how much Grey would trust. This bird.
You will feel a bond with it. You will recognise it as being a safe ally. But obviously, your own, Grey's own personal prejudices against strangers and whatnot may colour how he deals with it. Really, I can't really tell you, to be honest. It's very much how you would, feel about it.
I will just say I have a passive insight of 15. If that does anything.
I mean, okay, so you noticed him sit bolt upright. Would you then actively take an interest in him?
Yeah, that's
okay, in that case I would say give me a perception check.
Perception check.
A lot of perception checks today. Oh!
That's a natural one for a total of 6.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he just is doing stomach crunches.
Yeah, okay. Would that have been perception or insight?
That's a good question, actually. Probably insight, actually, and now I think about it, yeah. Sorry.
I still rolled a 1 and it's the same modifier, so it would have been a 6.
Yeah. Grey's getting in some cardio, apparently.
Some crunches, alright. Cool. I'll relax a bit and just carry on my watch.
I'll just say to Octavia that no, it's all right. Just keep your beak shut.
Right. You're the boss. Boss?
Right. Is it about time? Is it about that time?
I would say it's about time.
To the troop? Is it about that time?
I suppose.
It would seem so.
It did not specify a time, but...
Well, I think he said
24 hours. Yeah.
Which it's roughly been. I don't know how we can tell.
I guess we'd have had plenty of time to do all sorts of shenanigans and get a long rest in.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I just mean we have no way of telling the exact time. So
is there a night and day?
No,
not really.
No, there isn't. We would just have to guess. And then next question: do we just leg it back to the village, or? I guess we do.
So, do you want to be stealthy and see if we can avoid if there's anything else in the village, or do you want to just go quickly so we don't get caught in the open?
How about we could be a little safer? How about you send Octavia down and get the bird to if it sees the
that's a good
what's
point.
His name?
Neverwinter. Yeah, I can send the bird to wait, and when he appears, she can come and let us know, so that at least we're not going to be waiting around.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to wait for him to appear to then start moving.
Exactly.
I want to be there
idea.
Before he gets there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, Octavia, darling.
Yeah.
Another ask. Another favour, I'm afraid. Can you fly back to the village? And when that devil guy shows up again, can you fly back and let me know?
Yeah, definitely.
Do we want to? Do we not want to be there before he gets there?
Yeah, but that would mean us waiting, and we
outside of the safety.
Yeah, in a non-safe zone.
He seemed keen to host us, so I think he will wait for us to walk.
I'd rather know he's there and then leg it quickly and then hopefully get out of here as soon as possible, rather than get there and then have to potentially wait an hour or two until he turns up.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Would Octavia, would you like to speak to this Nevron and say that we are on our way? Just so he does not think we have jilted him?
Yeah, no, I mean, will I know him when I see him?
Yeah.
On?
I mean, as I said, Octavia is always around. I can't summon her and dismiss her like the sword, so she's technically always there, so she would have seen him.
Okay.
Technically, you can, unless it's different. Yeah, you can put a familiar into a pocket dimension.
I can't find the specific ruling. Well, not here on the sheet, at least. I can't find that.
I think you can you can dismiss one.
Yeah, you can dismiss your familiar and reappear them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after a short rest. I don't think I can just have her come and go at will.
Yeah, I think there might be limitations, but it's possible.
It's not the same as the wizard's familiar.
Is it not exactly the same as?
No, I don't think it's the same.
Well, what is your ruling on that, Mr. DM? Is Octavia here forever, or
I would say that Octavia
being able to go into a pocket dimension?
Yeah, no, I would say Octavia is able to be summoned and dismissed as necessary.
Okay, fair enough.
It's an action with the Find Familiar spell. It's an action to temporarily dismiss them into a pocket dimension, and then an action to bring them back again within 30 feet.
Is, though, I get bonuses to perception when she's around or on my shoulder, so it's beneficial for me to have her all the time. I think in some situations I will have her disappear, but if I'm not mentioning it, I think can we just assume that she's around unless I've said otherwise?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Always on your shoulder.
Yeah. Okay.
The man who hates pets now has it.
Whether he likes it or not.
Better not shit on my coat.
I mean, technically speaking, I don't eat, which means I don't actually shit.
That's perfect. Very fitting. So you understand the role you've been.
Yeah, I've got to go and wait and bird. I see what I did there. I've got to go and wait in that place over there, and then when Horny McWinghead turns up, I've got to come and grab you. Yeah.
Yeah, but tell him we're on the way and that you're going to get us.
All right, we'll do. All right,
Thank you.
I'll go then. Yeah.
Cheerio.
Oh, and so she takes wing, flies off. A little speck disappearing. Wait a while. Difficult to say how long, because it's hard to measure time. But after not an insignificant amount of time, she comes flying back. Yep, he's here. I told him that you were here and that you'll be there along in a moment.
All right, then let's go. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Are we just running? Just quietly running?
I would say so.
Just go.
Okay. Then with ducked heads, I guess we're just gonna hustle across the plains.
Pull my hood up and start sprinting.
Alrighty. Yep. So you make your way across. Not nearly as eventful as the previous journey was. You make it to the edge of the. You make it to the edge of the little town, and ducking and diving through the ash clouds, you reach the center near the well, and there, standing as he was before in all of his glory, is Vehryn. He's balancing a ball on his fingertip, but it's not the same one that you saw previously, which was a kind of green color. This is actually more of a bluish color. And he does his whole balancing on his fingertip thing and disappearing it and bringing it back again. Gentlemen, so glad you could make it.
Yeah, well, we said we'd come.
And
we are
so
eager
you have.
We're eager to check out this gauntlet that you have lined up for us.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yes, it's been so long since we've had any kind of proper entertainment. And you, I think, will do nicely.
Just before we leave, can we just go over the details of this agreement once again?
Yes, of course. What will happen is that you will be entered into my gauntlet, and you will fight 5 waves of enemies. And if you are successful, then I will give you the soul of the one that you seek.
And I assume free passage to return.
Oh, well, I'm sure you're aware that assuming can make an arse out of you.
Exactly, that's why I'm asking.
But as you've brought it up, I'm sure I can throw that in with the deal. If you are successful, of course.
Yes, if we are successful, we would like to be brought back here to our tree.
Your tree?
Mm-hmm.
Granted. Do you have any more demands?
I'll glance at the others.
Not
shaking head.
from here.
No.
Where
Maybe
is
just-
this arena of yours?
The arena sits in my master's city.
Okay.
Pray, what is the name of the city?
My master not being the most... I can't think of what the fucking word is.
Creative?
No. Having an ego.
Not the most subtle.
Subtle of people. Yes, thank you, voice in my head. Had named his city to be Asmodium.
Ah. Well, very imaginative.
Yes, well, I can't really comment. So, are we ready?
Let's do it.
I guess so.
Excellent. All right, so you'll see, and he points to the floor, that he has drawn a circle in the dirt with esoteric runes. Not that rune. If you'll just stand inside the circle, then we can begin.
As soon as we get, are we going to be attacked, or do
No,
we have
no,
a little
no.
preparation time?
You will be dropped into the center of the arena, and then your enemies will be brought out to you. But there is a certain pomp and circumstance here.
Yeah, is there any rules we have to follow?
Yes, don't die.
Yeah, aside from that.
No. I mean, you're obviously... The idea is that you are to survive. How you do that isn't up to you. if one of you decides to throw the other 3 to the wolves and then takes out your opponents, then that is all part of the fun. In fact, I encourage it.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. So I guess...
Are we ready?
We are... Ready?
Yes. It's an odd thing to see, because you saw this massive hulking creature like decimate some creatures just not 24 hours ago, but now he almost seems gleeful. You get the impression that if it wasn't so unbecoming, he would be kind of dancing from one foot to the other. He is clearly excited about the prospect of what's going to happen.
That's not a good sign for us.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready. Let's begin. So, as you step into the circle, the runes begin to glow with a baleful orange and red light, and they flare, and a hurricane of fire whips up around you, transporting you down a tunnel of fire. And then you are dropped onto... It's going from the silence of the area that you were just in to this is almost overwhelming. There are crowds here, and they are all shouting. And as you realize where you are in the middle of a large metal platform that has been riveted and kept together. Around the edges of the platform are what appear to be lava.
Oh.
And on the other side of that are tiers and tiers of just the most horrible creatures. There are demons, there are monsters, there are undead. There are things which don't appear to have any kind of form, but you can kind of half see them, and it just makes you very uncomfortable. And there is noise. So much noise. And the lights are enough to make you, oh, wow. And as the noise and the crowd begins to build, a odd metallic sound begins to ring out.
Fucking know it.
Oh man.
We can't hear that.
Oh, son of a bitch. It's fine, I will do it again, Oldham. Right, shut up all of you. Crowd, be quiet. There we go. Here we go.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Tarathiel, coming to you live from the world of Vehryn.
Oh,
We've
man.
been invited to bear witness to 4 heroes battling their way through a hellish gauntlet, possibly with the fate of the world in their hands. Please welcome Fichte, Grey, Rune, and Taral in this special edition of the Nexus Championship League.
And that's what we'll call it for the evening.
No way.
Love it.
Oh my god.
Tarathiel.
Mash up. I can't believe you did that.
Really?
I mean...
Oh, I expected it. As soon as he said fucking arena, I'm like, he hasn't, has he? And then I remembered it's Troy, so of course he has.
No, fair.
God.
Would have been better if I got the levels right, but then it's a new program and I'm still trying to get it to work properly.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah. Haha! Yes! It's the Nexus Championship League! It has returned! In a most unexpected way.
Oh my god.
So yes, I hope everyone has had a wonderful time this evening.
Oh, yes.
Pure
Lots of
artistry.
That's great.
Lots of interesting things.
Absolutely.
Lots of interesting things. And in fact, let's just drop you here. And
We're going to see the arena now.
Just give a little preview.
Teaser.
Oh my.
Wow. Okay.
Floor is lava.
Is there a drop, or is that just like a lip of some kind?
No, it's pretty close to the top.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Jesus.
And if you take a little look to the top right,
There's the man himself.
there's the man himself, and next to him is the other man himself
Oh,
in his first physical appearance.
wow. Well, colour me thoroughly entertained.
I love all the demons around the outside.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
A lot of work's gone into that, Troy.
Demons and devils and monsters. Oh my.
Yeah, I put a lot of work into this, so you are going to have to fight all of them just to make it worth my time.
Okay.
And there's nothing for me to hide behind.
And there's nothing for you to hide behind.
Yeah, I did mention that was my my fear.
Yep.
But there we go.
Wow.
There we go.
You have outdone yourself, sir.
Damn.
Wish I'd got the fucking levels right first, but never mind. It all worked out in the end.
It's okay. Yeah.
So, there we go. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, if you tuned in. And if you didn't tune in, well, hopefully you'll tune in next time. So, with that, I think the only thing left to say is... don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a
everybody.
schlong.
Don't be a schlong.
What the fuck?
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
In a world of adventure, of magic and might, with crypts full of cryptids and caverns of light, and evil is lurking, hungry to conquer the land. We're alone come for heroes, ready to march out to war. Destined for greatness, fighting like never before. Rising from the flames, where once stood for strangers, now stand for friends, bearing this campaign. Rising, and soon you'll know their names. At the end of this battle, at the end of this game, the Phoenix Fall will remain. With fiery blade and thundering axe, with prayers of healing and a face-eating cat, nothing can damper their spirits or shatter their